Bring me one.
Everybody, welcome to American Sex Live, our weekly live version of our podcast. We have a bunch of special guests today. However, before we get to the ones that you see on the screen, I want to introduce myself. I'm Sunny Megatron, and this is...
Ho, ho, ho! Hello, boys and girls. Little Dickie, little Lexi. Where's little Minimus? Where are you, fun? Ho, ho, ho! It's me, Skanky Santa.
Let's show me nipple. Is that why you're Skanky Santa? Okay, we can't show that.
I don't have pants.
So welcome to American Sex. I'm Sunny Megatron. My co-host is usually Ken Melvoin-Berg, but apparently it's Skanky Santa today.
You're a ho, ho, ho.
We're pleasure advocates. We're pleasure advocates. What the fuck? I can't talk. Sex educators, pleasure advocates, and kinky perverts too. We also have dogs. Normally our podcast that you hear on
the naughty list.
Normally that our podcast, Santa, that you hear on Spotify or iTunes or whatnot drops every Monday. However, this is a live version of our podcast, content that you don't get on iTunes. You only get here on Get Vocal. If you are watching this is also being simulcast on Facebook. It's being simulcast on Periscope and YouTube Live. If you are watching on those platforms, you're welcome to continue, but it's not as good, and I'm going to tell you why. Because we're here on the Get Vocal platform, which is at bit.ly, bit.ly/Sunny Get Vocal, SUNNY GETVOKL. If you're over here on the platform with us, you can interact in the comments. We've got a pretty good community we have here in the comments. You can also pop on screen and ask us questions. So if you want to really interact,
wait, little Maurice has a question. Of course you can sit on Santa's lap, Maurice. You're a ho, ho, ho.
Also, if you... Shut up!
Somebody's not jolly.
Santa wants to get spanked. Anyway, if you are joining us here on Get Vocal, you also get to hang out for our after party because we stop the broadcast and the simulcast at 9, but we're going to hang back, and that's usually when things get pretty juicy. So make sure you join us over on Get Vocal. Wait, more ball washing. We got a little bit more ball washing to go. Hold on a second.
Santa's balls are clean.
No, wait. What else did I want to tell you?
The balls I have. Jingle balls.
I wanted to let y'all know a lot of you are asking for ways that you can support us. There's a couple of ways. One, if you go down in your little chat thing, Lokesh has it. If you go in your little chat thing, you see a little blue V. Those are V coins, meaning if Santa gets a little frisky, maybe shows a nipple, you can tip us. Or you can just tip us because you love our content.
Can I show the hamburger?
No, you cannot show that on Get Vocal. That is not allowed. Also, we would love it if you joined us over on our Patreon community. Reason being is, first of all, you get a lot of cool stuff like stickers in the mail, all sorts of different perks. You get a shout out on the podcast. And some of our members, our $10 and up members, we are doing screenings of our TV show, Sex with Sunny Megatron, that you usually have to pay Showtime to watch. We're doing a screening, one episode every week with a Q&A afterwards. So you get to hear about all the tea that was spilled behind the scenes and all the shit that went wrong and all the funky stuff we had to do. Like that, but worse. So join us over at patreon.com/AmericanSex. And one last thing.
Being sexy.
One last thing. I am very, very excited to be a facilitator at an online conference, not this weekend, but next weekend, called Firewoman. It's for women and non-binary folks. It's Amy Jo Goddard's amazing retreat that's normally on site, but we've brought it online. So I would love for you to join us if you're interested. And I'm just going to tape. What is this? I'm going to get my Scotch tape and I'm going to tape these links in the chat where I just lost my... So I'm going to tape here. And one last link that's in there is we now have a Discord community. So join us also at bit.ly/discord ASP for American Sex Podcast. Who is that? All the ball washing, Santa? Did we get taken care of all of our balls?
Yeah, I'm going to come up with a date for this, but the next thing that we're going to do once we start the next book from Storytime, we're doing Who Goes There by Joe Campbell, and we're going to be video streaming all of the It movies, including the 1951, the 1981, and then the 2014.
So when we say video streaming, we do that on our Discord. We have like movie nights, and you did May the 4th be with you. We did all the Star Wars movies.
We did all the Alien movies.
All the Alien movies
on but
not on the 4th be with you. We did on 426.
No, that was 426.
Yeah, so we're geeks like that. So join us on our Discord. Anyway, there's a bunch of people. Max is sideways. I love it. There's a bunch of people here, and you're like, who the fuck are these people? These are special guests today.
Next.
Well, of course you do. Which list are they on?
The naughty list.
Of course they're on the naughty
list. Every fucking one of you. Ho, ho, ho.
So we're really excited to have the folks off the cuffs, a kink and BDSM podcast with us. We've got Dick Wound, Lexi, and Minimus Maximus. Hello.
Hello. Oh.
Hello.
Hi. Really quickly, because this is all casual and shit. I was like, I'm not going to ask you for your bio because I'm going to have y'all introduce yourselves. Who the hell are you? And I know we have a lot of the same like crossover fans. So our fans actually said like, have them fucking on your show. Have them on your live stream? And I was like, okay. I go, what do you want us to talk about? They're like, I don't care. We just want to hear you guys all talk. But for those in the chat that don't know who you are, who are you? Why should we love you?
Max, you start. You're the most awkward.
All right. I'm Maximus, and I've been a member of the BDSM community off and on for over 20 years. And about 4 years ago, Dick and I had the idea to start the Kink and BDSM podcast, which has kind of grown into more of a general sex ed podcast, I think. What else? I teach classes a lot on femdom and humiliation play, particularly.
Nice.
And you're on the naughty list.
I'm Jewish.
So is Santa.
Yeah.
Why do you think I'm working on Christmas, Minimus? The fuck out of here with that. Poor Santa's Jewish.
And who are you other two awesome people in the other square that are both like purple haired? Are you both purple haired or is that your lighting? You're so matchy.
Yeah. Well, we use the same because it's cheaper.
Hey, Dick, does the carpet match the drapes?
No.
I don't have that kind of.
Yeah. You can introduce yourself.
I'm Lexual Romance, and I'm on the podcast, and I run the blog, the Off the Cuffs blog, and I do sex toy reviews, and sometimes teach sex toy classes. I taught one once, and then they're like, let's teach some more, and now I can't, teach things because you can't go places, but I do a lot of I'm like, what is it? I'm like your assistant. What did you say? Number one assistant?
My co-pilot?
Co-pilot.
There you go.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
She's being groomed.
What about Gal Friday through Thursday?
Well, yeah, but she's being groomed to learn how to take the reins and take over the show when I die. That's basically her role.
Okay.
Yeah.
That works. Okay. So who are you?
It sounds grim, but it's true because we want the show to keep going after that. But anyway, yeah. So you're all that. She's all those things.
Number two.
She's learning. She's learning how to run the blog. It's been interesting. She's been learning that. I've been learning new podcasting stuff.
Nice.
And, I'm Dick, by the way.
Oh yes.
That's me.
Also, both on the naughty list.
Yes.
Both on the naughty list.
Yeah.
I'm on the naughty list. I will take a spanking over old Santa's knee. Oh, Max is gone. Max dipping in and out is probably something that will just happen.
Mac
We're
technology,
adaptable.
yeah,
So-
Mac technology is rough.
So when we were talking, we were like, okay, our fans were like, just talk. And we're like, well, what should we talk about? And we brought up, like, hey, you're really fucking kinky. You all are really fucking kinky. We're really fucking kinky. And we're all under quarantine. So it's like, okay, let's talk about, I want to know what you guys have been doing to keep your kink going. And I know Max mentioned like humiliation, and Lexi, you mentioned things about sex toys. But Dick, I think I want to start with you, because the thing you mentioned that you've been getting into lately is probably one of the only kink things that completely squicks me out.
Awesome. Are you gonna, if I talk about it enough, are you gonna dry heave?
No, not at all.
Try.
So, listen.
No. No, I was hoping that you would, because like I liked that reaction. But anyway.
I can pretend. Okay. All right.
The dramatic one.
Oh, I gotta do it like a cat. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, there. All right.
Hi. Sorry.
No worries. So, Dick, you've been getting into spit.
Well, it's not so much that I've been getting into it. It's that it's like I've been into it. It's just that it's something that I realized that I haven't really talked about much. And
Okay.
at least like not in the same way that I've talked about a lot of my other kinks, but
Okay.
but also like it's been ramping up because I met someone who I've been playing with virtually that is also into it. So it's kind of come to the front of my kink brain a bit.
So, okay. So even for those listening along that aren't familiar with spit play, they could probably guess, like, oh yeah, I've seen that in the porn, like someone spits in somebody's mouth or whatnot. But because of quarantine, you are playing virtually. So is it like, like, what do you do?
Okay,
Tell
so
your lips and do that every Thursday.
it's funny because like, so what's been interesting is that the person that I've been playing with and me have the same interest, but kind of different different sides of it. So like we've been learning about like indulging the others, like I guess version of it, or like we're talking about like indulging each other's versions of it. But like, so for instance, one of the things that they did for me was they filled an entire jar with their spit, and they did it like over the course. It took like hours and hours and hours.
Okay, I took the DNA test where you had to spit in the little vial, and I was like, easy. I was like, spitting. You cannot produce a lot of spit even for a little vial. So,
so
Ollie's on the naughty list.
was it made, but so like they took a video of themselves doing it, and like that was hot, and I didn't actually anticipate that being as hot as it was, but it was. And so the intention of like what to do with this spit is like sort of like has been like kind of changed over time, because so it got here and it's been like weeks at this point since it was like done and then mailed and like this. It's like
I have a question. Does it spoil? Like, does it get weird?
Yes. So like I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe enough like
I don't feel safe.
drink like, I don't feel safe enough to just like drink it like flat out. Like, cause it just like yes, look at them go, they're both going. But essentially, I'm probably gonna end up using it as lube at some point. But I also have been talking to. I'm supposed to be talking to some medical professionals who are also kinky. Well,
Okay.
a nurse and an EMT that know a little bit more about some stuff that like I'd be like, hey, so like what's the safety of like if I were to like say like so what I really wanted to do with it was like I wanted to soak paper in it, like soak it up into on the and then like almost make like LSD tabs, but like of like someone's spit. and then like while I was like gonna be talking to them like on like Skype or whatever, I wanted to eat them while I'm working off. That was the initial plan. So we're trying to figure out how to either do that or to figure out a way that we can try again to do it with unspoiled spit.
Okay, wait. I have a question because you guys opened a huge door with the reaction of, oh yeah, spit can go bad.
Content note: gross spit. Just
Please start with the smell and then go from there.
No.
Oh, you want me to describe it?
Oh, please.
Oh,
Yes.
it's like so I opened the jar and I was like, oh, it smells like a rotten corpse. Like it had been like,
Oh my God, Sunny.
it had been like a week since like they had like made it and mailed, so like it had time to like I guess like fester. I don't know if that's the word.
Meant.
and I just picture whoever sent it going to the post office and they're like, do you have any chemicals or liquid or blah blah? It's like, no.
Biohazards.
Yeah.
Oh, so like, you know, I love you and I hate you because you're fucked up, and I admire that. Like, we have done some pretty gross, and I don't know why this is the one thing that squicks me out. I think I know why. It's not so bad if it's happening to like if I am spitting in someone, okay, cool. But the thing that squicks me out is imagining that I am the receiver. That I can't handle. So like anytime, even if I am the giver, I have to consciously put myself in the mindset where like I am not going to imagine what they're feeling right now, because then suddenly I'm in the mind of the receiver and I'm like, you know. But I mean, we've done some pretty fucked up stuff. Like just last weekend, there was a whole month long of freezing cum and then ingesting it scene that was a whole not me, but I made someone do it. I mean, that was it was virtual. So I was like, how is it? And he's like, this is the most disgusting thing. Why did I agree to this? But I'll do it. And that didn't freak me out.
Yeah.
But something about, and that's what,
Did you have him make cumsicles?
yes, he froze
With
it.
sticks?
Not with sticks. And then it got defrosted and we got a shooting dildo. And then he had to blow the dildo and ingest it.
Right.
I think mix it with 2 tablespoons of tapioca pudding.
No. But I was teasing him and like, oh, I should make you put, you know, Tabasco sauce in it. And like that doesn't freak me out. And logically, that should be grosser.
Yeah.
But the
It's
spit
a giant
just,
eye.
I see you. Hello.
Sunny,
Yes.
Me.
I
I'm
never
from
wound up
Seattle.
happening, but many years ago, I wound up negotiating a very similar scene to that, where I was going to freeze my cum, and then the person I was playing with was going to use the ice cubes as either just to put in drinks in Vanilla Company, or as a pointer for where she wanted oral sex.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So there you go. These ideas for you.
Yeah. See, that's awesome to me. That's like,
Yeah.
you know, doing weird things with cum, making people do weird enemas like that, things that most people are like, now that's gross. I'm like, but your jar of spit, I'm going to have nightmares. Like-
I literally like I leave it on my workstation. I just like looking at it, like it's nice.
What is it? What is like? Describe to me. What does it do to you inside? Like what kind of happiness is it making in you?
Okay, for context, like my interest with spit is like I want someone to like spit either in my mouth or like spit on their own feet, and then like make me lick the spit off of their feet. Like that's like my oof. But and then also like there's another side of it where I like watching other people like gag and drool. So, like, I don't necessarily like gagging and drooling myself, but I like watching other people do it. So like I don't look like I like this because like I'm like I look at it and it's just like I know this is gonna sound dumb, but it's almost like less of a kink thing. I just like that I like the person who like sent it, so I'm like, oh, that's a jar of their spit, and it's like kind of weirdly sweet. Like,
oh, like you have a part of them, like you have a jar of their DNA.
Yeah.
So
I
okay,
could
so
commit some crimes and plant evidence, basically.
you totally could. So you did this virtually. Did you think when you started this that it was going to be as hot as it turned out to be? And like, what about doing this experience virtually has surprised you?
Okay, so to get into that, so we weren't really able to do anything with this jar of spit yet. Like I said, like it came and I'm trying to figure out like what actually I can do with it at this point. But so virtually, like we did a thing where I basically had them doing a lot of like drooling stuff.
Okay.
Through some other acts that were being performed, and like watching it was like good. But that was more about like I think like the kind of like gagging nature of it. Like I like when I said before, are you guys gonna vomit if I talk about this? That's because like I like watching people like almost vomit.
So you're disappointed that it was like not genuine, you know.
Wait, so
you were disappointed my gagging wasn't genuine. I was you know, exaggerating.
I didn't know it wasn't genuine until you said that, actually.
Oh, I mean, genuine, special for you. That's what I mean to say. Oh my goodness.
So but yeah, so like we did one thing where they kind of like were gagging themselves and drooling a bunch, and then and we're talking about doing we've been talking about like other things that we can do. So it's not so much that I've done a lot it's just that I've been talking with someone about doing more, and some of that has related back to so like I said before, like I don't really like my own drool, like it's more about the other person's for me, in terms of like, you know, one side of it, but are you good? Oh, okay.
You have to get the right way. Perfect. And by the way, I for those trying to get in, I just locked the spot so we can have a bit of the conversation, and then I'll open it up for questions about like, I don't know, 20 minutes to the hour or something like that, and then you guys can rotate in on that spot. Okay. Anyway, keep going.
So one of the things that we were talking about was combining. Because we had talked to someone recently on our show about soap and like soap eating and stuff, like mouth soap and stuff like that. Yeah. So like I was like, you know, they like seeing people drool too, and I was like, you know, I'm not super into that, but where I would be into that is if you like made me put soap in my mouth and then I was like drooling out like sooty, soapy, like gross. So that's like one of the things that we've been talking about a little bit too.
See, now that doesn't bother me. Like we keep the hotel soaps for BDSM scenes. They're perfect. They're mouth sized. Yeah. Like, but if someone's drooling soap, that doesn't wig me out. It's only when I put myself in the position of being the receiver that I get like, whoa. And no worries, Bear Claw. I should have locked it. I have to do that, so don't worry about it. Okay. But it's totally a thing. So, Max, what have you been getting into lately now that you're in quarantine and stuck in the house?
Well, not a lot, unfortunately. Yeah. My dominant is stuck in her house, and she has a husband and 2 children. So even, I mean, we've been like lately, we've just been talking about like playing over the phone, you know, phone sex, phone scenes, whatever. But her finding half an hour where nobody's going to interrupt her is difficult there, but we're trying to plan that. And then I have another play partner who is currently stuck in California. We live in New York.
Okay.
So there's, and obviously even if she was on this coast, wouldn't be able to see her. So everything I'm doing is just, through texts right now. So I'm still doing, humiliation play just through getting insults texted at me, a little bit of like service with just tasks, and like I had certain protocols that didn't go away just because quarantine happened.
Right.
That were always virtual, I have to text my Dom good morning and good night when I wake up and when I go to bed. I have to let her know when I get to work, things like that. Like that doesn't go away.
Right.
As far as humiliation play, we're trying to be creative. We're trying to get some stuff, out there. One of the protocols we've been kind of hitting more lately is obviously because everybody's stuck inside the house. I need to text her for permission anytime I want to masturbate, and then I have to send her a dick pic of my dick immediately after I come.
Right.
So she's been having some creative fun with that, like telling me what kind of porn I can watch, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you feel like something, like you said, well, one of your play partners is in California, so I assume that you're apart a lot anyway.
Yeah.
So,
well, no, she lives on both coasts. So before the quarantine, we were seeing each other about once a month.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's not safe for her to travel, so she's in California.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So are you feeling like you're getting what you need, or do you feel like, oh, fuck, I can't wait till this shit's over because this is awful, or?
That one. Yeah. I mean, we're trying. We're all trying our best. Like last night, we interviewed Dirty Lola for our show. It hasn't come out yet. Dick, is that being released next week?
Yeah.
And by the way, she's going to be a guest on this show next week. We're doing, for those who were here for our first episode of Kinky Family Feud, we're having a rematch, Kinky Family Feud 2, with Lola and Jamaica next week. Anyway.
Side note, like we need to make like a big group chat between like all of us, like podcasters that are friends, because I know we all talk independently, but like we really should have like a schedule of who's having who on, because so many times it's just by coincidence we'll have the same guest, like we had a crossover with the Dildorks too that was like a week difference in a guest, and we didn't really know that until like it happened. So but like we could know this stuff, so we could be like, oh, also by the way, go check out blah 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 this week.
Oh yeah, right.
Because we always find out after the fact, and then it's too late to like cross promote it on the show.
Totally. Yeah.
Hey, I have one that might be coming up. I'm trying to get a hold of Dave Cat again. Is he on your radar at all for right now?
No, but tell him I said hello, because I love him dearly. So yeah.
I couldn't get a hold of him. I hope he's okay. I haven't heard back from him.
I think I've been seeing him tweet.
Okay.
I haven't heard from him in a while, but Amberly might be able to reach him.
Oh, cool.
I didn't know she knew him.
Small fucking world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will, like, when we're done, I will talk to you about ways we can network our podcast stuff. Totally.
Yeah. Cool.
So, Lexi, what has been keeping you occupied or keeping your interest during quarantine? And do you hate it, or are you doing okay?
I'm having a horrible time. But that's mostly because I have like mental health stuff, and I can't like do the normal like go to appointments and whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like a big shakeup of my schedule. So I've mostly been trying to, what have I been doing? What do I even do anymore? I have like
masturbate a decent amount.
I try to. I really try to. Also because I'm trying to do, I'm trying to keep my reviews going on the blog.
Right.
Now I have different products, and I'm trying to reach out to some companies that have like long distance toys to try.
Yeah.
And I wish I could had some to recommend, but I've only like tried one, and it didn't work very well. And that was
Which one?
well, we tried the WeVibe, We Connect. We Unite, the app, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I have like the WeVibe wand, which is a really good wand, and I tried to get it connected to the Bluetooth, and then that to, a friend's phone, and then like get it so that they can control, because like on that app you should be able to, you can control the power of it, but you can also video chat at the same time.
Yeah.
I managed to make it work. So
That's what's weird. Okay, so I love long distance toys.
mhm.
I haven't had like the WeVibe. I've had an okay time with. The only thing is like with the connectivity issues, it would disconnect a lot, and then there were some times that it just wouldn't connect. But I want to say it was during a time where the company was like, "We know there's something wrong with our app. Like, hold up." It was like, I don't know, a year and a half ago or something. But it's like there's WeVibe stuff, and then the Lovense toys, which I prefer.
Yeah.
But I'm finding when I talk to people that use the toys, some people are like, I always have problems with Lovense, and I never had problems with WeVibe. And then for some people, it's completely the opposite.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this happens to be like where you're located and what kind of phone you have and like all these variables. I don't know what it is.
Or like my phone and my partner's phone, you know what I mean? Yeah, because I tried it one time. I had the WeVibe sync, and I tried to hook it up to like just go to the grocery store just to fuck around or whatever. It really didn't like stay connected. I mean, the grocery store has bad signal, but yeah.
Yeah.
But then we spent like 20 minutes trying to connect the WeVibe wand, and like, well, it like connected to the app, but just getting my partner connected, like it just like didn't happen, which is a bummer because it's good. And I mean, yeah, there's that, and like the Melt, which you and I like talked about recently,
Right.
like the best thing ever, and that's like all I use now.
I haven't tried that one long distance, so I've only controlled it with my phone, like 2 feet away from my pussy. So.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I feel like I don't know if it would be, I would have a good time using that long distance, because I feel like with like at the air pressure toys, it's so particular. Like I don't want anybody else controlling it, because it's like one like up or down from being either too much or way too little, you know what I mean? And it's just very intense. So
yeah. They can blow up your entire clitoris. Like,
yeah, just destroy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have a secret though, because I use the Lovense. What's the name of their butt plug? I can't remember the name of it.
Remember?
Huh?
I don't know. Yeah.
But it's a Lovense butt plug.
Okay.
And that the way wherever it plugs in, like I don't have it, but somebody I play with does. Wherever the plug is for the to charge it,
Yeah.
it's inside your ass. It's like on the outside. So he got an extender for the charger and just leaves it tethered while it's in his butt. So instead of dying after an hour, it can go for 5 hours and never die. Yes.
That's cool, because I know there's some sex toys you can't use while they're plugged in.
Yeah.
No, I really want to try Lovense. Like I sent them an email. I really want to try their stuff because it is so.
I've also, it's good. I've also heard though that like not all Lovense toys do that, which doesn't make sense. Like, because I was like, oh, they do that, and someone's like, oh, I have a toy and I try, whatever, different model, and they're like, that one doesn't do it.
Yeah.
The butt plug does it.
Just for the butt plug does. Good to know. Yeah, I know. When I was working in a sex shop a couple months ago, we had like the Fleshlight launch and stuff like that, and like there's like the Kiru. You can buy like nowadays you could buy the Kiru sets, which you can get like a vibrator and like the like fleshlight style thing, and they sync together. So wherever your people are,
Yeah.
that's my distance.
Yeah.
But I would like to because they sound neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. We tried like the first iteration of the Kiro stuff in like maybe it was 2013 or something. Like it was a long time ago. And it but I mean, I'm sure they've had many improvements since. So
I turned mine into a Mad Max toy that was a semi truck you could fuck that had like little spikes and stuff. On it.
What?
We were having a Mad Max like model making party, and a lot of the guys had like bottles of booze. I brought sex toys.
Incredible. That's why they call him Skanky Santa.
yeah, totally. So like for you, Lexi, you were like, oh, shit's been. Is it like? But Dick says you're masturbating a fair amount, so that's good. But I know for me, sometimes, being a sex toy reviewer, sometimes I'm masturbating because it's work.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm masturbating because I really don't feel like it at all, but I know maybe 5 minutes into it, I'll think that was a good decision,
Yeah.
So has it been like, meh, or?
It really depends on the day. I've gone through a lot of like mood swings and phases. I've got my queerantine phase where I'm like, man, I'm really gay right now. And I really want to suck on some titties, but I can't. So that just scrolling through Twitter and I'm like, I follow so many sex workers. There's so many titties on my timeline. Now I'm just gonna go jerk off. That I've done a few like video. Like I have like a couple people who I do like video jerk off with occasionally too. So I've done, which I haven't really done a ton of that. Like literally the last time I did that was like when we were dating long distance.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting doing it again. But yeah, I don't like, I'm not the kind of person who will force myself to jerk off to feel better either. Cause I'm just kind of like, I'm depressed.
Yeah.
Why would I would rather listen to sad music or whatever. There's I've really been trying to like basically like organize my whole life and also like go. I'm doing like some part-time work now virtually for the company I started working for earlier this year. So yeah, it's been interesting, just kind of like scheduling my shit. Yeah.
And new nipples.
Yeah.
And
What nipples?
stuff.
Well, you want to start using like stuff.
We were talking to Dirty Lola about, and she was like, yeah, I can wrap rubber bands around my nipples, easy peasy, no problem. And I was like, that's what I need to do immediately because nipple play and like nipple torture is like my number one shit.
Right.
So, but I tried to. I was out here, he was smoking, and I'm just like, oh, this is not staying. And so she said,
yeah. Now I want to try, but I don't think it would work. Maybe what would work? The little tiny rubber bands.
You'll have to FaceTime Lola.
I have the little hair braids. No, I'm about to be like, Lola, listen, I'm gonna pay you for like a session, but you're just gonna have to show me how to do like, can I pay you consulting fees? But like the consulting is you show me how to put rubber bands on my nipples because it's very important to me.
Yes. I think that should be a job. The rubber band nipple consultant.
Kink consultant.
I'm going upside
Max
down
is
again.
going
Or
sideways. Yeah. Like we do some pretty brutal nipple stuff. And I guess rubber bands doesn't sound too brutal, but I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it looks hot too.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I bet over time it's good too. But I was like also imagining because like we use those very sharp retractable claw like nipple clamps for her. And it's like it's like a cylinder and you push it and it goes like that and then it goes in. Yeah. So like a lot of times like if she's like jerking off, like I'll have those on her and be like yanking on them or like taking a bullet vibrator and like putting the bullet vibrator like on the nipple while that's attached and like it's like a weird jackhammer torture thing. I mean,
it's not torture. It's great.
Well, yeah, she's like, so like in terms of like regular old like masochism or like pain and stuff.
Yeah.
Like she's not like the the toughest, like, you know, like I could take a really rough
Yeah.
beating, but like it's like nipples of steel. Like I like I like to dole out like heavy beatings or like heavy like torture on people, and and like I start like the amount of pain that she can take in her nipples, I find like troubling because I'm like, I don't know how much more I could do without removing it. Like,
Yeah, no, I'm like literally, you can rip my nipples off. Or like I was talking to during the episode, I was like, I just really want my nipples to be sore just every single day. And they were like, that's probably not good. And I was like, yeah, I guess.
You know what I'm thinking? Like, okay, I would totally love to do this as a mind fuck thing to Dick. Like, if you could get like a prosthetic nipple that you latex on and you make it, and then you're like, you know, you're like, too hard, and then the nipple just rips off, and you're like, oh my God, my nipple.
Oh my god.
well, the problem is like, would I be like weirdly more turned on and be able to read in a way where like
I know that would be
I'm
that
like-
would be really fun. That would be very confusing for him because he'd be like, I ripped your nipple off and that's horrible, but also like this is the hottest thing that ever happened. Yeah.
Oh my God.
No.
Oh my God.
Anytime I find on the internet like the most brutal, like I really need to start finding, I want like the most brutal like toys you can find for nipples, like little claws and shit, some with teeth. I just want to start reviewing all that kind of stuff because that's my shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What about
That.
which
I like that.
clover clamps?
What?
Clover clamps. I cannot use them.
I love clover clamps. Clover clamps actually, I was like, clover clamps, whatever, but I played with them with someone once and they actually made me cry, which was interesting. And it may have been because my headspace was weird at the time, but yeah, they were good. Well, it was a series of like putting them on for 10 minutes, taking them off for 5 minutes, putting them on. And it wasn't even in the context of like a long scene. Like we were just like chatting. And then he was just like, okay, there you go. You know what I mean? Over the course of, I don't know, 40 minutes or an hour. So by the end, it was like horrible.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really weird. And I don't even own a pair of clover clamps, actually. I use like binder clips or like clothespins. We have like a lot of wooden clothespins. I also have
I have the binder clips that I put like fishing
with the
weights on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't usually jerk off with those just because I'm like laying down and then just like the orientation's weird. But then I have these little tiny pink these tiny pink plastic clips. What's it called? Yeah, clothespin that I took from my cousin's baby shower.
Those are the best. Like when you repurpose stuff like that, and you're like, give me all the extra little baby shower clothespins. Thank you. I'll take those off your hands. Yeah.
Have you ever tried the handheld Dremel dishwasher / scrubber and put the brush on the pad? I don't even know what that means, but would maybe do it if it didn't have damage. If it didn't rip off like too many layers of skin, like a couple's fine.
There's a Dremel dishwasher scrubber. That's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
I've done with these like the claws. I've put them on. I've had them on. I think I get little like little like scars or like
little
cuts. Yeah, because it's like sharp. And so the day after, one time I was trying out like some like what is it? Suction toys, nipple suckers, like one of the pump one from Blush Novelties, and I had it on and I was just like do, and then there's like blood in the cup and I was like, I was like, I was like, maybe I shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
The little scalp, had like opened because I was like sucking the air, and there's just like little bits of blood in there, and I was like,
Wow, that's pretty intense.
That's the kind of, and I like how I like just was like looking down, and I was like, oh, there's blood on my nipples, huh?
Now, really quick, I did see in the comments somebody was like, "Don't buy your sex toys on Amazon." I second that. Yeah, I wrote an article about how most of the vast majority of the toys on Amazon are actually knockoffs. which are not only, you're ripping off the company that made the originals, but a lot of them are faulty, and the motors either aren't very strong or they break quickly. Or I've had some people who bought, like, especially the fake Hitachi magic wands on Amazon, actually start on fire. So PSA, don't buy your sex toys on Amazon. Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've also heard that they were like improper, like they were like just weird like returns. People were like, "Oh, this box has already been open" and all this shit. So you just never know what you're gonna get. That's why you use bloggers, affiliate links like Sunny and us. We have all of our affiliate links. Also, what I've been trying to do a lot of lately is like sex toy like consulting, basically, which is maybe like a whole thing. It's just mostly like, hey, if somebody's looking for a sex toy, you haven't bought a sex toy in a long time, you don't know what you like, just hit me up, we'll try to help you find one. I had like several people today, they're like, oh, I'm looking for this kind of thing, that is this, and I'll be like, boom boom, here's some things.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I don't have, like, I'm not going to charge you for this. Just, like, use my affiliate links and I'll get, like, a couple bucks,
Exactly.
when you buy something. I don't mind. I just really like helping people find sex toys that work,
Mm-hmm. Quick, I have extra spots. So people can rotate in. And I just asked if you rotate in and you have a question, like, because we only have one box, so we have to rotate people. Ask your question, get it answered, and get out, so then another person can come on in. And if you linger or you don't have a question, I might just take you out so another person can come in. So I'm gonna unlock the spot.
I want that power, booting power. Bam.
Bam.
That is nice.
Hey, Marie.
I just wanted to jump on right quick because I grabbed out of the kitchen. It's this little sucker.
What is
that? Is magic.
Dremel.
Where did you get that at?
Home Depot.
Sorcery.
I didn't know Dremel made cleaning devices.
Yeah, it's a little dishwasher.
Nice. Yeah.
So I want to,
That is awesome.
because I'm thinking those bristles are probably pretty hard and they'd rip my clit to shreds. But now I want to, like, make my own attachments.
Yep.
As like clip buffers.
If you anything you would take that as like a circular disc or whatever, you just drill a hole through it and you can actually put a bolt through it, and it'll this has a screw on it, so it might be a little more difficult to figure out, but I think you could probably figure it out rather easily.
Yeah.
Wow.
I could see it being interesting, like, for less sensitive areas of the body too.
Or just like sensation play, or like if you were to push it really hard on someone, Maurice, would it hurt? Like, are they rough?
No. It also, if you push too hard, it stops automatically.
Okay.
However, if you're into tickle torture, I imagine this would be hell on the bottom of your feet.
Oh yeah.
I want somebody's feet right now.
That's
It would
fucked
also
up.
be terrible on beards. It'd be like
Show us your feet.
crab. It'd be like pasta.
Unfortunately, I can't tickle myself.
That's a big I love that.
But I think it would work really well. But anyway, I'm going to jump off now so someone else can jump on. But I just wanted to show
Thank you. I
Marie.
want one.
Thanks, Maurice.
I want to, like, tickle
I love
somebody's
Dremel.
balls with it, and I want to put sandpaper on it, and then put some...
Right. I would sandpaper that up and put it like right on my dick.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or we could. That's how we remove Lexi's nipples.
Actually, what would be really interesting would be to line like a tube, the inside of a tube with sandpaper, and then have it somehow spin so that you could just.
Oh my god! And I have the art background to make it happen.
Let's do it. Let's rip the skin off of my dick.
Nick.
Oh yes.
I don't have any questions. I just wanted to jump on and say I love you guys. Like, I'm so happy my two favorite shows joined up tonight, and it's been great to see all of y'all. So
Nice.
Thank you.
Virtual munch. And I'll talk about your head.
Dude, your facial hair. You're like the rogue archetype in Fallout 4, dude. You got it.
Yeah. And Jesse said
I would say
Beautiful.
Yeah. Oh yay!
Well,
I'm glad we made you happy.
What'd you say, Minis Maximus? I couldn't hear. Like, we got like 3 feeds.
Ken said your facial hair looked like a character from Fallout 4. I said I thought it looked like the V for Vendetta
I'm
mask.
good with any of those options.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll let other people jump on. I just wanted to say hi to everybody.
Thanks, Nick.
Yay! Oh, now I like it when we all talk because we come up with the most fucked up shit.
Right? It's like, you got a couple kinksters, that's good. You got the bunch of fucked up people like we are, man. You're that's like the great minds, like the meeting of the minds. They're like, what kind of fucked up shit? How can we sand his dick off? You know?
Wait, will you please call it Dick Wound's Dick Wound or Dick Wound Squared? Either one.
Some, yeah. I mean, like at that point, like it would be more like just like Dick Sore, I guess. Like.
Yeah. Harley's here! Yay! Yeah, Harley, we got pretty fucked up. Like you watched it at the right point, but I gagged earlier. Real gagging day.
Yeah.
Real gagging.
For real, very honest gagging.
So what are your plans? Let's say, I don't want to bring the broom down, but let's say we're in quarantine till November or something, whatever. What are you planning to do, or what kind of things would you like to do to keep your kink going?
So the way that it's funny because we live together and we've been playing less right now just because I've been on like this. So like my hours of operation for like working are the way that everything's lining up right now. I'm learning new stuff and it's been eating up a lot of my time. And also the way that I'm used to podcasting is like we're all in one studio and then we have a call-in guest. And so I've been like frantically trying to learn how to remotely record. And like, so her and I are together, but like we can't record together and then call like the program that I'm using now, we all have to be in a separate location. So like she has to be in a different room than me and call in
from the closet
to like do it. It's like, so it's been like this weird like learning curve. I feel like my life is on fire right now, trying to like get a bunch of things like either learned and set and like just everything's a mess. So I've been less present and I've been playing more virtually with someone like after hours. Like when she's asleep, I'm up all night anyway usually. So like I've been doing like play like more virtually than in person. So like, but now that I kind of have figured out how to get Lexi and Max back on the show, and I'm getting better at like learning this whole new software thing, like I'm starting to have like, oh, like I maybe have a little bit more time. Like we got to do something today. It was cool. But so like more just like planning of things and like us planning things, and also the person that I've been playing with virtually, like we made like notes of like a bunch of stuff that we want to like try different scenes that we can do. And some of it's like for virtual and some of it's for like when eventually we could meet in person.
Right.
But I think like planning like a lot of planning and then making time to follow through with it.
Yeah, we're
I think that's it for me.
Well, we're starting a like kind of like a spreadsheet of like kinks and fantasy and fetishes together, basically like, topping and bottoming each whatever the things are, and then there's going to be details attached to like other documents and things like that. So then basically we're going to go through and like do some weird like kink tree shit and match it up.
We're doing like a family tree thing, but of all of our like kinks and fetishes and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Just some really geeky shit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, this actually came up. Yeah, this came up on the episode of Off the Cuffs we recorded last night, where we were talking about apparently a lot of people on the dating sites, which I haven't been on since quarantine happened because I figured there was no point. But apparently a lot of people on those sites are using them to plan what, when the quarantine eventually ends, what's going to happen. And I was thinking about that. I was just thinking, that's probably really positive. Just that sense of anticipation. People probably come away from that feeling good because anticipating the thing can sometimes be as effective or as mentally fulfilling as actually doing the thing. So yeah, I want to get more into that too, more planning, what we can do when, and it might make your scenes better because you actually have had all this time to plan.
That's true. And didn't you say, Kim, like you were getting like turned on of the thought of like we can't see each other, or like what are we going to do when we see each other or something? What were you saying?
Oh, there was just like some COVID related things, like some things with masks. I had a really dirty, like something I would never do in real life, barebacking somebody I knew had COVID. Like, it's a fantasy. It's a fantasy.
Yeah.
It's not anything real. But like I've been having a lot of like somebody completely done up in PPE gear, but latex. Just for latex from head to toe, can't do anything. That has like a fuck hole and everything in it.
Yeah.
And of course, like I want to have somebody fuck me as Santa. I mean, but that's just every day of the week.
It's funny because like in your non-sexy brain and your when default Ken is very COVID conscious. Like we wipe down everything. Like our infection control is ridiculous. And they say, you end up fetishizing the things that are taboo. This is why all the people in Utah like the whack-ass, most wacky porn, because they know it's like the thing that they can never do. And it's the thing you can never do. That is so dangerous. You're starting to sexualize it.
Well, it's death play for me.
Right. It's adult play or pet play.
That's for me too, because like I'm like extremely high risk. So like I have not left my house in I haven't even stepped outside, to be honest, in a while. I've been quarantined in my garage. So
wow.
But yeah, I'm just here constantly. Like I go inside and go to bed and that's it. And like
watch a movie with me.
Yeah, she's been like handling like any kind of outside contact, like shopping and stuff, and like washing things before it comes in, because like
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Adam. Mwah! Show a nipple. Okay. Sorry. Keep on.
So like one of the things though that I've been doing is I started recording audio porn too. So the person that I'm playing with right now like started off by hitting me up to ask me to do an audio porn, and then it kind of turned into us playing any that's a story. But like so like but someone else also like I've had a few requests since then, and one of the ones I'm working on right now is actually even related to everything that's going on, and like part of the whole like taboo thing in it is that like I'm breaking quarantine to like go do something to someone, and like
interesting how our minds work. So really quickly, we are coming up at the top of the hour. So what's going to happen is we're going to stop the broadcast. So those of you who are watching the simulcast on Facebook, Periscope, or YouTube Live, we're going to leave you, but we're still going to hang back and do some chit chat. So get on over to Get Vocal, which is bit.ly, bit.ly/Sunny Get Vocal, SUNNY GETVOKL. We're going to continue the conversation, have a little after party. So come on over. And for all of you, tell us where we can find you, where we can listen to Off the Cuffs podcast. Give us the goods.
Off the Cuffs is on like every podcast app. You can just search Off the Cuffs or Kink and BDSM will come up. And on finding me personally on Twitter, I'm Dick Wound. I'm on FetLife, Dick_Wound. I'm on Instagram at DW Podhost. And yeah, that's me. Oh, and the entire show is on social media is OCP Kink.
Yeah.
OCP Kink.
Find our website at offthecuffs.org. I love how Max literally has his business card.
I'm going to forget something if I don't. I once went on the Will Sean podcast and I gave the wrong Twitter information, and I think I sent people to the sports podcast Off the Cuff. So,
oh, God.
Yes. I am on FetLife at Minimus_Maximus. I am on Twitter at MinimusMaxim without the us. And that's pretty much it. I'm not on
Max, why the
Instagram.
fuck are
I'll
you
get there
sideways?
eventually.
That's why he's not on Instagram.
Are you
I'm
scared of Horizon?
between laptops right now. My old laptop crapped out, so I don't have a new laptop yet. It's coming, so I'm using my phone. So I have my phone propped up on a couple of books, and in order to keep the phone plugged
that
in,
makes
I had to
sense.
prop it up.
Oh
side.
boy. Oh, you can find me at Lectual Romance on Twitter, and I make clips and do sexy talking on Night Flirt too. If you want me to,
Oh yeah, me too.
we do sex work too. Yeah, you want us to talk some fucking dirty shit to you?
Yeah,
I'll talk about ripping your nipples off.
I do have an
Nice.
OnlyFans, but I haven't promoted it because
I don't have anything on it.
I've been neglecting putting things up on it. So
Well, you can put, you know what? Have a whole account of you sandpapering your dick in all sorts of different ways.
For sure.
Yeah, it could be a thing.
1201, which means it's Dick Wound's birthday.
Oh, what? It's your birthday! I did not know. Happy
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear you. Happy birthday to you.
Okay.
my worst
Matt,
nightmare.
at the broadcast, but we're having a birthday party, and you're gonna miss it if you don't get over to get vocal. I'm gonna drop in the comments where you can find us. I'm teaching at Firewoman a week from this weekend, next weekend, whatever. Also, join us on our Discord app, which is bit.ly/DiscordASP. Yes, Max, what were you saying?
I am teaching a class on cuckolding next month as part of Dating Kinky's weekend of ethical non-monogamy. And for information about that, go find Nookie Notes on FetLife
Awesome.
or
Thank
Dating
you.
Kinky
And
on Twitter.
And before we hit stop broadcast, I want to thank Lupus and Jesse and Lokesh, and I know Adam before gave us all the people that are giving us
We
these
really
ones.
appreciate the tip.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are literally helping put food on our table because of fucking COVID-19. So, we're ending the broadcast. Hang back, party with us for a while. Thank you.